Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome back to Sri Chandra's distance learning program. Dear intermediate second year students, we are learning about possessive phrase al-murakkab al-idafi. Okay. In this lesson, on last Sunday you have written the exam. Today we will continue with the exercises. Let me once again give you a brief explanation of possessive phrase. What is possessive phrase? Means al-murakkab al-idafi. Possessive phrase also called as al-murakkab al-idafi in Arabic. Okay, possessive phrase called as al-murakkab al-idafi in Arabic. Okay. What is al-murakkab? Al-murakkab means compound. Okay. Al-murakkab means compound. And possessive al-idafi means addition, adding. This is a noun phrase. We used to add one noun beside the other. We used to attach one noun to the other noun. So it is known as addition, idafat. Idafat means annexation. We form a relationship between two nouns in such a way that give the meaning of ownership or possession. We relate one noun to other noun in such a way that it gives the meaning of possession. The relationship becomes the possessive relation. Possessive relationship. Okay. For example, here Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. If we take bait, baitun. Baitun is a noun, means house, and where we take tajirun. Tajirun is also a noun. Okay. When we form a relation, baitun means house, a house, whereas tajirun means a trader or businessman. So these are two separate nouns. Okay, these are two separate nouns. What we are going to do, we are forming the relationship between these two nouns. How we are forming? We are forming the relationship that we take baitu as muzaf and tajir as it is. What we will do, we will change the vowels. Baitu, tajirin. Instead of baitun, we take baitu, and tajirun, instead of tajirun, we take tajirin. So it will become one compound noun. Okay, two nouns together known as compound noun. So we have formed the compound noun. What the change will come in the meaning? The change is the baitu tajirin, the house of a trader. Okay, what is the translation? The translation will be house of a trader. House of a trader means baitu tajirin, house of a trader. Now we can understand that the house belongs to trader, means businessman. The house belongs to businessman. So this, in grammatical terms, baitu is called as al-muzafu. Baitu is called as al-muzafu. Al-muzafu means possessive thing, possessive object. possessive object or possessive noun. Okay. Baitu al-muzafu in grammatical terms it is known as al-muzafu. In English it is called as possessive noun or possessive object. Okay. Whereas tajirin, here two kasras are here, tajirin, it is called as al-muzafu ilayhi. Okay, tajirin al-muzafu ilayhi. It in English it is called as possessor. Okay. Baitu tajirin, house of a trader. Al-baitu is known as al-muzafu in grammatical analysis, possessive object or possessive noun. Tajirun is known as possessor. Now we can understand with this phrase that house belongs to the trader or businessman. Trader is the owner of this house. Got it? As a whole, this phrase as a whole can be considered as a marefa noun, means definite noun, or as a whole it can be considered as a indefinite noun, means nakira noun. We can recognize that the phrase is indefinite by observing the second noun, not the first one. By observing the second noun, if it does not take alif lam in the beginning, then it is considered as an indefinite phrase. Nakira, nakira, noun. If tajir takes alif lam, then the phrase will become definite phrase. Got it? Baitu tajirin, house of a trader, and in another we can translate this phrase as trader's house as well. Trader's house. We translate possessive phrase as apostrophe s, and we can translate with the help of the word of. Okay. Now, these two nouns together known as al-muzafu ilayhi means possessive phrase. Okay. Both the nouns together known as al-muzafu ilayhi means possessive phrase. Got it? Now we will proceed towards the rules. Okay, we will proceed towards the rules. What are the rules for al-muzafu? As I told you earlier, as I said before, al-muzafu does not take alif lam in the beginning and does not end with nunation, means tanween. Okay. These are the two rules for the word al-muzafu. Al-muzafu does not take alif lam in the beginning and does not end with nunation, tanween. Whereas the second noun al-muzafu ilayhi, in the possessive phrase first noun is called al-muzafu, and in the possessive phrase second noun is called al-muzafu ilayhi. So tajirin, the rule for the al-muzafu ilayhi is, the first rule is, rule number 1 is, it is always in genitive case, means it takes two kasras at the end of the word or one kasra at the end of the word. When it takes two kasras at the end of the word when it does not prefix with al. Okay. If the second noun if the second noun has al in the beginning, then it will take only one kasra. Instead of two kasras, we give only one kasra. Because the definite article al reduces one kasra from the kasratan. From two kasras, it reduces one. It drops one kasra. When we prefix al to any noun, it drops nunation. The nunation will be dropped and one kasra or one dhamma or one fatha will be there. Okay. Now come to the i'rab of the al-mudafu noun. Does it takes always zamma at the end of the word? No, it is not like that. It, if it is depend on the grammatical conditions, grammatical norms. If any word preceded to it, that can change the case of baitu as well. For example, if bait is preceded by prepositions, for example, we have one preposition fi, which means in. Okay. If the preposition fi preceded to the noun baitu, then the case will be changed to genitive. Fi baiti tajirin, translation will become in the house of a trader. In the house of a trader. Okay. And here a trader's house. In a trader's house. A trader's house, in a trader's house, house of a trader, or in the house of a trader. In this way we will translate. Got it? Okay. Take the snap screenshot, then we will proceed towards the next, what can we say, next example. Take the screenshot, we will proceed towards the next example. We will study the lesson, then we will go for the exercises. Here some more examples are here. In our last class we have solved nearly 12 examples. Now we will proceed towards the reading. Here you see, are you able to see? Qissatul binti. Qissatul binti. What is the meaning of qissa? Qissa means story. Qissa means story, and al-binti means girl. The translation will be qissatul binti. The translation will Qissatul binti means, here you see, Qissatul binti, the story of the girl. Okay. Instead of saying 2 times the story of the girl, so we will drop one the for beautifying it. Okay. For making it beautiful, we will drop one the. Now, what is the exam's question? What he will ask you in the exam? Now we are proceeding towards the exercises. Exercise 1. He will ask you to uktub al-juz'ain min al-murakkab al-idafi bil amthilati. This is the question which you have to answer. This will come in your exam. Without this question, the paper will not be made. Okay, this question is compulsory. So you must have to by heart, you must have to understand this thoroughly. Okay. This is a very important question that we are going to solve today on the board. Got it? Now, what is the question? The question is uktub. The question is uktub. Okay. The question is uktub. This is our lesson number 1 from section grammar. We are learning about lesson number 1, section grammar, namely possessive phrase. Okay. Here the question is question number 1, exercise 1. Uktub write. Uktub means write. Al-juz'ain al-juz'aini, write the two parts of min al-murakkab al-idafi of possessive phrase bil amthilati means with examples. Min al-murakkab al-idafi bil amthilati. It carries 6 marks. It carries 4 marks in the exam. Okay. This is a compulsory question. What he is asking nothing but to write the two parts of the possessive phrase. He is asking us to write the two parts of the possessive phrase. Question number 1 is this is first question. Okay. He is asking us to uktub write al-juz'ain, two parts, min al-murakkab al-idafi of possessive phrase bil amthilati, with examples. Okay. This is the translation. You may take it down if you want. Write the two parts of possessive phrase with examples. Write the two parts of possessive phrase with examples. This is your question. Okay. What would be the answer? Now, you have to write the answer as it is, as I am dictating here on the board. What we have to do? First, we have to take the possessive phrase as it is, which is given in the question. Al-murakkab al-izafi. We have to transfer the same in our answer. Al-murakkab al-izafi. We have taken the heading. Okay. Al-murakkab al-izafi, possessive phrase. What he is asking? He is asking us to write the two parts. So it means that possessive phrase contains two parts. So what is the part number 1? The first part name is al-muzafu, as you know. Al-muzafu. What is the second part? The second part is al-muzafu ilayhi. Ilayhi is extra here. Al-muzafu ilayhi. Now we have written the two parts. Half of the question, half of the answer we have done. Uktub al-juz'ain, write the two parts of possessive phrase. We have taken the possessive phrase from the question as it is. Then we wrote al-muzafu, part number 1. The name of second part is al-muzafu ilayhi. This is over. Now what we have to do? He is asking you to write bil amthilati with examples. So we will form the heading here, al-amthilatu. Instead of bil amthilati, we will write al-amthilatu. Examples. Now we will give 3 examples for this. The first example we will take, that is very easy, which is kitabullahi. This is also a possessive phrase. Kitabullahi, it means book of Allah or Allah's book. One example. Second example, For first example, you may do the analysis as well if you want. Otherwise, you may not do it. No problem will raise. If you do the analysis, that will make a best impression on the examiner. Okay. First, we will take the examples. Kitabullahi, book of Allah, Allah's book. Then second, Rasulullahi, the messenger of Allah. Next is Baitullahi, house of Allah. These are three very easy and simple examples which can be remembered easily. That is the reason I have given these three examples here. Otherwise, you may write the other examples as well. Rasulus Salami, Kitabut Talibi, Qalamul Waladi, Haqibatul Mudarrisi, and so on. We are not writing those examples because they are a bit hard to by heart. They are a bit hard to remember. That is the reason we took very easy examples that can be remembered easily. Kitabullahi, Rasulullahi, Baitullahi. We have to give three examples. This is the answer is completed. You will get 4 marks for it. If you do the analysis, here I am doing the analysis of example number 1, Kitabullahi. If you do the analysis in the exam, that will give a best impression on the examiner. Okay. How to do the analysis? We have to write the example, Kitabullahi. Then we have to see Al-Kitabu. What is Kitabu? Kitabu is known as Al-Muzafu. And Allahi is known as Al-Muzafu ilayhi. And both the nouns together known as Al-Murakkab, Al-Izafi. Got it? Now, if you want, need not to give the translation, but if you want, if you remember the translation, you may give it. Kitabullahi means Allah's book. And Al-Muzafu is known as possessive noun, whereas Al-Muzafu ilayhi is known as possessor, and together known as possessive phrase, PP. Got it? Kitabullahi, Allah's book. Kitabu is Al-Mudafu and Allahi is Al-Mudafu ilayhi. Both the nouns together known as Al-Murakkabul Idafi. Got it? And now take the screenshot. Later you may copy it down in your notebook as well. Now we will do exercise number 2. Second exercise is also very important. That will be asked in your exam without fail. What he will ask you in the exam? He will ask you in the section number 12, identify possessive phrase. Okay. Shall I rub the board? Okay. I am rubbing it. Don't try to write it. Don't try to write it. Just you take the screenshot. Later you may copy it down. If you start writing, you will write a bit slowly. So we can't proceed towards the next exercise. That is the reason I am advising you to take the screenshot. Later you copy it down from the screenshot. I am rubbing the board. Right. What is the second exercise? We will try to solve the second exercise on the board, which is very, very, very important according to the examination point of view. What he will ask you, the question is very simple. Question is very simple. The answer is also very simple. Here you see exercise number 2. Ayin. Ayin. Identify. Okay. Ayin. Identify. What he is asking you to identify? Ayin al-murakkab al-idafi. Ayin al-murakkab al-idafi. Identify possessive phrase. Carries 4 marks. So from this lesson, he will ask you nearly 12 marks paper. First question I have completed, that was what? Write the possessive phrase with examples. Write the 2 parts of possessive phrase with examples. That is one compulsory question. The another question is, this is also a compulsory question which may come in the exam in bit number 12A. Bit number 12A, he will ask you to identify al-murakkab al-idafi carries 4 marks. 4 marks question is here. Now we will try to identify. هذا كتاب حامد. هذا كتاب حامد. Now هذا كتاب حامد. What he is asking us? He is asking us to identify possessive phrase from the given sentence. How can we find the possessive phrase here? First, we know that possessive phrase contains 2 nouns. Al-murakkab al-idafi contains 2 nouns, not pronoun. It contains nouns. So we know very well that hada belongs to demonstrative pronoun category, which we had studied in intermediate first year level. Hada is demonstrative pronoun. So we have to keep this word aside. This will not become possessive phrase. So remaining word is kitabu hamidin. How to identify the possessive phrase? We can identify the possessive phrase with the help of signs. Okay, what is the sign of the possessive phrase? The sign of the possessive phrase is, first we can observe that 2 nouns. Kitab is a noun, Hamidun is a noun. 2 nouns. So we have found the possessive phrase here. Possessive phrase contains 2 nouns. These are the 2 nouns. Okay, so these 2 nouns are in a relationship of possession, like Kitabu Hamid, in Hamid's book. Are you following? Please try to understand this very well, because he will ask you in your exam. Kitabu Hamidin, these 2 nouns are in a relationship of possession. Book, who is the owner of the book? Hamid. Hamid is the owner of the book. So we can observe that we can identify the possessive phrase with the help of rules as well. What is the rule for al-muzafu? The rule for al-muzafu is, it does not take al in the beginning. Al it does not take in the beginning B, and it ends with what? E stands for ends. It ends with and it does not take at the ending, it does not take nunation, tanween. The rule for muzaf is this one. So this is not mentioned in the, this will be not mentioned in the exam, because no vowels, no diacritical marks will be appeared in the question paper. Hada, fatha, zamma, this will not there in the exam. So we cannot apply this rule here. we can apply this one only, al. We have to observe whether the noun contains al in the beginning or not. If not, then we can observe this whether the second word is also a noun. Yes, it is a noun. Then we can take the Kitabu Hamedin as, we have to write the answer Kitabu Hamedin, copy the same Kitabu Hamedin, then underscore it, give underscore, big hyphen, then write al murakkab al izafi. Al murakkab al izafi. Okay. Ayyinil murakkab al idafi, identify possessive phrase hada kitabu hamedin. Hada is a pronoun, demonstrative pronoun. So the remaining words are Kitabu Hamedin. Take it down in the answer, Kitabu Hamedin. Then write it down, Al Murakkab Al Izafi. Got it? I shall give you one more example to find out. Here, Sayyaratul Mudiri Minal Yaban. Sayyaratul Mudiri Minal Yaban. This is the second question. Sayyaratul Mudiri Minal Yaban. What is the possessive phrase here? Find the possessive phrase. Find the possessive phrase. Sayyaratul Mudiri. Apply the rule. Here, what is the rule number 1? Rule number 1 is we have to find two nouns, one beside the other. Sayyaratun is a noun, Al-Mudir is a noun. Min is a preposition, and this is Al-Yaban is the name of a country. Okay. Al-Yaban is also a noun, but beside this, there is no other noun. So we have to leave this. We have to keep this aside. Now remaining words is Sayyaratu and Al-Mudir. These are the two nouns. Sayyaratul Mudiri, the principal's car, the car of the principal. So we will take Sayyaratul Mudiri as a possessive phrase. We will take this in the answer sheet as it is, then underscore, we give underscore, then we will write Al-Murakkab Al-Izafi here. Okay, if you have understood this exercise, so inshallah in our next class we will proceed towards the exercise number 3, 4 and 5. Then we will close this chapter. Got it? We are closing our class here. If you have any doubts, you may raise your hand and ask us. Okay? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.